Alrighty guys, welcome back to another very special episode of Grim Reaper RC, and as you guys can tell on the bench today, we have the absolutely insane Losi Promoto. This thing is set up to be a little street bike. This thing is absolutely insane. In today's video, we're going to be going over all of the little upgrades. I may even show you guys a little bit of this thing ripping if it does clear up outside. So grab your RC, do some wrenching, do some cleaning, do whatever you got to do, and let's watch and have some fun in this episode of Grim Reaper RC while we go through this RC bike here. So let's get right into it. So I have used this thing absolutely about, I'd say approximately 10 times, and I have had to tighten the chain only once. As you guys can see, if I do tighten it down there, I don't have any grease on my fingers as well either, which is a very good thing. I actually probably will put a photo of the rag. One of the things about these bikes is they get extremely dirty, especially by the chain area. I actually showed a video how to properly tighten the chain. It's super easy the way I did it, and I actually did a video on how to properly adjust the front brake. Now, just taking a quick little look, you guys can see that obviously we do have the upgraded chain on there, and we do have the upgraded hub assembly that goes all the way through. We also have the upgraded hub assembly in the front. Now, we do have the Supermoto tires on here, and I think they look absolutely insane. We're going to stick to the back for a little bit right now, and we're just going to quickly talk about this S3 compound tire real quickly. So the thing is as you guys can see where these grooves are, I actually do have a little bit of gnawing over here on them from it, and you can actually see the line right here. This is the line where the wheel is actually balanced on the side. So that is something to pay attention to. As you guys can see, there is a little bit different of black right here. That is because I had to touch it up just in the areas where the chain was slapping and where it was hitting the road. Now, I do have the little shark fin style chain guard on here, so it is a little bit thinner, so I can go closer to the side road, but I will show you some of the little upgrades I did to help get a little bit more sideways as well. So taking a look at the whole rider itself, you guys can see that we do have a full-on sticker sheet on here. It looks absolutely insane. It's actually super thick as well. It's 16 millimeters thick, and it is absolutely scratch proof. It's perfect. We do have the little beach theme on here. I think it's actually called Filth, which is perfect. It looks super cool. We have the stop soils or the ocean on here, which is pretty cool. I just like it because this is more of a supermoto bike, so it does fit the theme on here. We have the hurry up sticker, which kind of looks like the GoPro one. I also did put some carbon fiber here on the seat just to make it a little bit more custom on here, and I think it looks absolutely insane. Now we do have the Vitavon shock upgrade brace on the bottom of here. I'll get you guys zoomed in so you can see it, and down below. It's this brass piece right here, which looks absolutely awesome. I think it handles very well too, especially because this piece does break often. Now, one of the key features about this thing, as you guys can see, we did also upgrade the stand. I think it looks absolutely awesome. This piece was actually printed upside down, but it works perfectly. There's nothing wrong with it. It doesn't catch anywhere. You can't pull it off, so it's perfect. But the little wheel right here, that's the side roller, actually wasn't far enough down, and it was scratching on his boot, as you guys can see here. So what I actually did was I put the closer one on, so now I only have a few millimeters of slop before it holds the body up. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this off right here, and I'm gonna show you guys what I'm talking about. We're gonna put this sideways, and I'm gonna drop you guys. It's gonna be a little bit shaky. Take a look at that rider. He's in the full-on stance position. I'm going to set you guys up, and we're going to go down below here. Take a look at that. Boom. We are about, I'd say that's 2 millimeters at the most from the ground, and we're at full slop from the ground. Now, if I do push down to simulate any ride or shake or anything like that, you guys can see we're not going to be scraping anymore. Also, on the front, we aren't going to be scraping the brake. So adjusting those little tabs is a key thing to do on these bikes. Now, it definitely does help out. You guys can also get a little quick look at the front part of the sticker sheet on here, which looks absolutely awesome. I think this one looks super, super cool. I also do have a dirt bike version, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. That will be probably in the next upcoming video. If you guys haven't seen already, we just did the Slash. We also have the Max Slash in the studio right now, which looks absolutely insane. I'll be doing a custom body for that very soon. Also, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the bike stand is actually directional on which way it goes. It's actually a little bit, I think it's higher in the front, and it is shorter in, it's higher in the rear and shorter in the front, and that makes the bike sit level. If you put it on the opposite way, then the bike will be tilted towards the rear. Now I'll back you guys up just a little bit, and then I will lift you up so that we could take a look at the rider himself. Now, we did upgrade the rider jersey, which was actually super, super easy to do. I didn't even film it because of how easy it was to do. Super, super cool. I think I like the black much better. I did end up cutting some gloves as well, right at the knuckle here and here. And I used this piece for a elbow pad and just double-sided taped it to the rider jersey. Now, we do have some double-sided tape for the hoodie as well. This hoodie is for a 1/4 size doll, and it fits absolutely perfectly. It actually fits better than his jersey does himself. If you guys haven't noticed, his jersey actually makes his pants sag a little bit, so this does cover it up, which looks absolutely perfect. I think it looks awesome. Then we have the cooler vest on here, which looks absolutely insane. And I actually did do a little necklace on there. If we zoom in, he's wearing a chain necklace, which is pretty cool as well. I also have one on my other Promoto as well, which you guys will have to stay tuned for in the upcoming video. Alright, so now that we went over the little bit of upgrades on here, I'm going to get into the key features that I've noticed that are kind of a problem. Not really a problem, but more so definitely something that could cause further damage down the line. Now, in and about this area right here is the stator. Now, the stator is what keeps this thing balanced. You have to turn it on the remote before you drive this thing. Winds up, it sounds like an RC plane starting up. It's super, super cool, and it stabilizes the vehicle. There's 2 gyros on this thing here, which is kind of cool. It is also kind of finicky. Now, the thing is these stators aren't waterproof, so you can't drive these things in the rain. So you can't drive them in the rain, you can't drive them in the mud, you can't get them wet, you can't drive them in any sort of muddy situation. You probably can't even spray the internals with any simple green to clean them if they do get dusty or dirty or anything like that. You just have to use an air compressor. So that is finicky. Hopefully by the 2.0 version, if they do a 2.0 version, hopefully they do like the Super Baja Ray, then they'll come out with a model where it is waterproof. That would definitely be a key buying feature for a lot of people, and I think it's actually kept people from buying this model here, especially the issues with the stator. These things aren't that cheap. They're about $76 for the flywheel and for the stator itself. So it is kind of finicky in and about. Now, here's another thing too. You have to take off 1, 2, 3, 4 behind his legs, and I believe you have to take off 5 screws to get this side plate off. Now you have to do that about every 2 times you drive, or the inside of here where the little sprocket is that drives your chain assembly. It's just going to be absolute dirt packed grease. You guys can actually see I touched the sprocket there and it is already packed up with grease. And I actually cleaned this thing the last time I drove it, and I'm filming after it is cleaned. So as you guys can see, it's probably going to be an issue further down the line once grease gets thrown everywhere. If that gets inside of the stator, it's game over. Now, people also do have issues with the bearings on the inside of the stators. They are very finicky, key things on these vehicles. Now, we're going to talk about something over here that we're going to have to face down for. Here is the S3 compound tire. This is the Supermoto tire, as we've talked about in this video. You guys can also see some more of the area where this sprocket piece was actually slapping over here. So I do have to paint that black. I just like all my cars looking good. So we're going to zoom in a little bit further. You guys can see this is the gnarring I was talking about. So these Supermoto tires are so soft and the ground is so hard that it just eats them alive. rips them apart on the little edge pieces, and you have kind of an uneven wear pattern here. As you guys can see, it looks like the bike was almost tilted on its side over here like this. Maybe when it was doing a wheelie or something like that, we had some tire spin right here, or I could have locked up the rear brake and it skid. But something chipped up the wheel right here, so that is something that's gonna have to you're gonna have to pay attention to. Here is that line that I was talking about on the sides of where the bike is leaning to. This is the max point of traction I have. So as you guys can see, it's a very, very, very thin line of traction that these vehicles do get. So hopefully when it gets a little bit more worn down, we're widening this path, because this tire is super wide and I would like to get a little bit more of the tire gripping on the ground to have more traction. Same thing in the front. We have a very, very, very thin tread line going on here. This is the split between the two seams of the car itself, but you can see right here where my finger is and about right here where these marks are. This is the only line that I'm getting touching the ground. So as you guys can see, that these little fairing pieces aren't even touching the road unless I'm on the full side of the bike. Then it's maybe hitting a grooved piece of the pavement. So that is something I would like to hopefully get them worn down just a little bit, not too quickly. I hope they wear down, you know, after a long rip, after a long rip, they wear down. That would be super nice, just to get a wider tread patch on the road. I think would get some more grip. I haven't even used this stand before, so if you guys have used this, make sure you drop it in the comments down below. I did switch it over. I will put a number on here. I'll put the number 6 because this one is number 6, and I do have another dirt bike which is number 71, so we will be getting into that video very shortly. So with all of that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. I hope you learned something new, took a piece of advice from this video. I hope you guys fixed your RCs, cleaned your RCs, did whatever you guys had to do. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and turn on the post notification button. That way you guys get notified whenever I upload a really cool or informational video just like this one. And I will see you all in the very next episode of Grim Reaper RC.